Hey everyone and welcome. I'm Dark Sky and today we are playing Dual Universe, the standalone version. Also, I want to thank the developer and the publisher providing us a review key to our channel, as the MMO is no longer a thing. It's no longer a game that you can play anymore, but now they have the standalone version, so now you can play as your own solo game, or you can set it up so you can join your friends and jump on your own server or join someone else's server. Either way, it's a super fun game, and it's very space-like. You got pirates, you got you're building your you got your factories, you got all kinds of stuff that you can do. Plus, you have the PvP side if that's your thing. If you want to do that. But currently, what we're going to be joining is the server called Settlers. It's a really nice server. It seems to be a lot of people on there that are very knowledgeable about the game and willing to always help. So that makes things always that much more nicer so that you can learn the game. The game has a huge learning curve, but hopefully through the video here, you'll be able to kind of get an idea how that all goes about and how how it comes to play. So yeah, let's get into this. Let's get started.
I remember like it was yesterday. The panic, the hysteria, and then the acceptance. Acceptance that Earth was going to be destroyed, and our only grim consolation was that there was nothing we could do to stop it. The neutron star collided, and millions of years of our history got wiped out in an instant. That's why they developed the Rebirth Project. Everyone on Earth fighting for survival, and a lottery among the fittest to see who gets to live thousands of light years away. I won, and that's why I'm here on this ARC ship. I'm a pioneer, one of millions, and our job will be to rebuild civilization in this new solar system. I've been frozen for the entirety of the trip, and now I'm ready to embark on my journey. Our journey.
Okay, and so here we are, and we're just going to make up our character really fast. So I'm just going to choose the Novian. You couldn't choose this one here if you're on the server of Settlers. You get this little guy here, but I think I'm just going to go with this one because it just looks awesome. But yeah, let me make this up and we'll get going. Okay, so on this server here, we get to choose like what we want for our starting outpost. So we have many different outposts here that we can try out. That if we want to have our outpost on the planet, which kind of outpost you'd like to have. And so I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to go with this one here. It looks like a pretty basic one that's going to be a little bit easier to work with. And yeah, so I'm going to do this one here. This is we get a hover vehicle. Now Settlers, the server, they give you these outposts for your plot, as well as a starting vehicle and everything like that. So they give you some, like, some things to kind of get you going, so you don't just start on a piece of land and you're like, okay, what do I do now? Yeah, we're gonna get to choose our vehicle here. I'm thinking of kind of like that one there, that Novark Racer. That's probably pretty cool. Okay, let's go with that one. And so it says right now that this is what we get to have as our main base on the planet. And this is the little hover vehicle that we get to use. So yeah, let's do that. That looks pretty sweet. All right, so here's the planet, and we can put the our base on the planet, and all these are like little hexes, and we get like one of these little hexes as an area that we get to put our base on. Yeah, so I guess we can only just start on Haven at the moment. There's no other planets here, but this planet has an atmosphere. So it's occupied only by 0.89%. So, I mean, not even 1% occupied. So, I mean, if we wanted to, we could be pretty close here to the market. This is a market, and usually people like to be as close as they can to this so that we can get to this market if we need to buy things or whatnot. But there's a couple different markets here. You got another one over here, and you got another one here. So we can kind of branch out in different ways or different places we want to go. I'm thinking, let's just set down like right in here. This looks pretty nice. We'll be kind of close to the market, but I'm thinking maybe like right here. That'd be a good. Yeah, let's start there in tile 6971. Sounds like a good starting place.
Greetings. Congratulations on being chosen for the Rebirth program. Soon, you will join other Novians who arrive like you in the Helios system aboard the Ark ship. While your lander is preparing its descent, have a look around by moving your mouse and enjoy the view. Below you will see the Moon Haven. This is a protected area where you can safely begin your journey. Find the lander's piloting seat. To use it, look at it and hold the interact key. Activating final descent phase. This is the lander from the outside. You can move the mouse to look at it from different angles. While we descend, let me take this opportunity to introduce myself. I am Ophelia, the Ark ship AI. I am here to guide you through your first steps in this universe. Your lander is now entering Haven's atmosphere. The preferred mode of travel in the Helios system is by ship, so perfecting your piloting skills is paramount. Let's start now. Hold the braking key to slow your descent. A successful landing will be slow, soft and safe. The alternative, not so much. Deploying territory unit. Congratulations, you have just landed your first ship. Hold the interact key to exit the pilot's seat. The lander's force fields are now deactivated. You are free to disembark. Welcome to Haven. After the long journey on the Ark ship, it must feel good to stretch your legs. The territory where you are standing belongs to you. This is where you will build your very own outpost. You can see its borders by toggling the marks. On the top right of your screen is a mini map showing your territory with your lander in the center. This parcel is about 1 kilometer wide. In the future, you will be able to claim more territories, But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Walk around using the movement keys. You can run by holding the shift key while moving. You can also sprint forward at greater speed by... Good work. You're doing well so far, but there's still so much to see. Let's continue. Find yourself a good location for your outpost. The area should be relatively flat and have a spectacular view. When you found the perfect spot, switch to free mouse mode. With the free mouse, the lateral menu shows the available interfaces with their hotkey. Begin by using a terraforming tool to flatten an area for the outpost. Locate the highlighted flatten tool. Double-click the icon to equip the tool. You can leave the free mouse mode. As the name implies, the flattening tool flattens the ground. Point your reticle down and sweep the ground while holding the left mouse button. Once you have flattened some terrain, let's see if there is enough room for your outpost. Open your inventory again.
Okay, we're just trying to flatten out some territory here to get it all ready for our base to lay down. Otherwise, the ground is going to come up underneath our base. So we'll just flatten this all out and just kind of make this a nice location here for our base that we chose. Thinking that might be pretty good right about there. Let's see what it looked like. Yeah, we got a pretty big space here. Might work. I mean, there's a few little spaces in here, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, to be honest. But yeah, let's just flatten that out a little bit there. I think that's going to just work out just perfect. Absolutely perfect. Besides, it's nice to get rid of some of that grass, you know, and that way you don't have to have grass coming up through your base, you know. I don't want that. So now what it wants us to do is, by the way, the activation key that it kept talking about is the F key. And so hit the F key and that's your activation key. That you're going to use your F key for like everything. So yeah, just make sure that you're using that when you accessing different things. And the tab is for us to go into our free mouse mode. And then I is for inventory and K is for crafting. So now flatten the area, and then it wants to open the inventory.
Locate the outpost blueprint in your inventory. Double-click the icon to equip it. Notice the deploy tool creates a preview for you. You can use the precision keys to move the preview and then walk around the projection. Decide where you want to place your outpost. Walk around the preview. Do you have enough flat ground for your outpost? You can hold the rotation key and use the mouse wheel to rotate the preview. The flatten tool is now in your toolbar at the bottom of the screen. Use its hotkey to re-equip it.
I don't know, it looks pretty good. Looks like it's all in within the flat area that I chose, so. I think I want to have that down a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So we're going to deploy that.
Welcome home. You have deployed your outpost. Let's explore it. Use the help key to display information about what your reticle is pointing at. Try it now.
So we can look at something like this deck right here, which is just says Outpost Pilot. We hit H, and it's going to tell us more information. So
this gives you a lot of information about the door, such as the interact key to open it. The helper key is a great way to know how to interact with everything around you. Now head towards the elevator at the waypoint. The elevator is an element on the floor. It should be flashing. While standing on an elevator, using the jump or crouch keys will make you go up or down. Step on this elevator and go up to continue. Great. Elevators can be linked together over multiple floors, and some outposts have more than 2 elevators linked together. Try on this elevator to discover the setup in your outpost. Then, go to the waypoint, which may be above or below you.
Oh, we do have a way all the way up to the ceiling. That's pretty tight. Nice. Another way for us to be able to get up here is we can hit the B button, which is our build button, and that'll allow us to kind of move around using our jets and stuff so we can get around. And then we just hit B again to come out of it. So we can also use that if we want to do that, if you don't want to feel like you need to use the elevators. Let's head over here to this point.
The highlighted element is called the resurrection node. Activate it with the interact key. Being an organic creature, death is inevitable, but fear not. When that happens, the resurrection node will create a brand new you, however without your inventory. Try not to die, it is not fun. Did I mention that you lose your inventory when you die? Let's move on to something more positive and productive, such as how to extract ores from the ground. Go to the mining unit at the waypoint, which may be below you. This is a mining unit. It will extract resources from the ground, which you can then sell or use to make other things. Activate the mining unit with the interact key. With this interface you can control your mining unit. Here you can see the different resource concentrations in your territory. Click on whichever one you want to mine. May I suggest starting with the ore with the highest concentration? Press the start button to begin extracting the ore. Great! Now the mining unit will drop ore directly into the container in your outpost every hour. The mining unit starts to lose efficiency after 3 days, until it reaches 0 in a week. Therefore you will need to recalibrate it on a regular basis. To save some time, I've calibrated this one for you. Close this interface to continue. Now, let me show you how to see the sights, visit new friends and conduct business across the Helios system. Head to the Surrogate VR station at the next waypoint. This is a Surrogate VR station. With it you can explore other Novian spaces, take tutorials or make money by completing challenges. Let me show you. Activate it with the interact key. The VR Surrogate process projects a virtual version of you to other places in the universe. The Surrogate Pod Stations tab lists the stations that are set up to allow you to visit them. The Tutorials tab has a number of tutorials that you can take afterwards to improve yourself. The Challenges tab offers trials in a safe environment and allows you to earn money. Visit one of my museums or a player's construct by selecting it from the list and clicking on Connect. Welcome to a VR session. Although you're not physically there, you can move freely and other players will see your projection. When you're done, switch to free mouse mode.
So lots of different elements and stuff like that. This is the honeycomb area, which is different elements and different blocks that you can make with different colors to paint your ship, your base, or whatever. So there's lots of different stuff going on here. Lots of voxels. So yeah, you can definitely have a lot of fun with what you want to do here.
Remember that your projection has its own inventory and that nothing can be brought back from a VR session. To leave a VR session, press the exit button at the top of your screen. Exit the VR Surrogate interface to continue. Finally, let's deploy your speeder so you can explore the planet. Exit your outpost and stand on the ground to get started. Open your inventory. Find your speeder blueprint. Double-click on. You can see a preview of your speeder. Make sure the frame is blue, then left-click to deploy it. Excellent, you have deployed your speeder. Before you take it for a spin, I would like to show you a very important tool. Open your inventory. Select the maneuver tool by double-clicking on the icon. Great! The maneuver tool can be used to move any ship around. To use it, click the mouse while your reticle is pointing at your speeder. Notice when you move your mouse around, the speeder moves with it. You can rotate using the movement keys and push your speeder away or bring it closer with the mouse wheel. Try it. When you have finished moving your speeder around, click the mouse to lock it in place. Good. Now you need to put fuel in your speeder. Equip the nitron fuel by opening your inventory and double-clicking its icon. Locate the highlighted fuel tank on the speeder. Aim at it, and hold the left mouse button until you fill it entirely. If you can't find the fuel tank, try using the maneuver tool so you can see what might be hidden right now.
Kind of hidden right there in the tail.
Let's take the speeder for a spin. Target the highlighted seat, then hold the interact key to pilot. Hover controls are simple. Use the left key to turn left. Try this now. Similarly, use the right key to turn right. Use the forward key to accelerate, and let go to brake automatically. Fly around a little to get a feel for it. Experiment with turns, acceleration, and slowing the ship. Have some fun with it. When you are ready to move on, stop your speeder and switch to free mouse mode. Here again we have the list of menus on the left of your screen. Click Maps. This is a map of Haven. You can rotate it by holding the left button and moving the mouse. You can also zoom in and out with the mouse wheel. Zoom in until you can clearly see the hexagonal tiling on the planet. Each of these tiles is a territory. Your own tiles are green. Tiles in red are already claimed by other Novians. At any time, you can center onto your position on the map by clicking on the highlighted center icon in the top left of your screen. Try it now. You can create a waypoint anywhere on the planet, which will then be displayed on your HUD. Use the right mouse button and select Set as Destination. Very good. The left menu allows you to view your constructs, your bookmarks, some warp beacons, and other points of interest. To view the list of your constructs, click on Constructs. Let's finish by going back to your outpost. Right-click on your outpost name and set it as Destination. Press the close button at the upper right. Exit the free mouse mode. Now follow the waypoint to return. I have one last thing to show you. Exit your speeder by holding the interact key. Then head to the waypoint in your outpost. This is the outpost's objective screen. When you don't know what to do next, browse it for suggestions. You should learn more about talents. They can really improve your experience. Talents can be found in the Improve section. It's up to you. And here ends our time together. Venture out and learn at your own pace. There is much more to discover. Until next time, Nuvian.
All right, so here we are, and we have currently on our base, we got all kinds of stuff all over the place here that we can manipulate. We can actually move these things around up here if we wanted to. We can even like move our bed, or we could just pick it up all together and carry it around with us. I like getting right in front of this instead of actually sitting down. I mean, we can sit down here, and then we can look at the screen just like you would if you're on a computer. But I prefer just doing the standing bit because it's just easier that way to read and whatnot. So if we hit the building menu, we go into the building menu, we can do, what's it, number 9 here. It allows us to move stuff. So we'll just move this out of the way. And I don't know, let's stick it over here, I guess. There we go. Maybe a buddy wants to come in and wants to sit down there and just relax. All right, and then we'll just close our build menu here. Now, through this, we can do all kinds of different things. We can learn about piloting. We can learn about building. We can do money making, crafting, harvesting, improving, exploring. If we want to do harvesting, we can go through this right here, and then they have like a little tutorial that'll take you through it. But yeah, I don't think that we'll be doing it today. So I mean, it's a bunch of information here for us to do that. So one of the things we want to do is kind of just get your feelers set up. If we look in here into our inventory, you can see we got fuel, but we also got a bunch of these basic mining units. We got some spaceship holograms and stuff like that. Now, if you ever had the chance of playing, like, say, EVE Online, this game is kind of like EVE Online a little bit, where it takes like real time for you to make things. So you kind of want to keep that in the back of your mind when you're doing stuff. So right here we have our outpost, and we should be having stuff, like this back here. This miner should be linked to this. Actually, it should be linked to this container array right here. And we can open this up and we can see if it has any resources for us or whatnot. But if we don't, and we want to grab some resources, if you hit number 1, it's your harvesting tool, and it makes like stuff around your base, as far as like the harvesting rocks and whatnot, like silicon, iron, and copper and all that stuff. It makes it highlight like it is right now. It makes it all super colorful. So all we have to do is just come out here and we're just going to harvest some of these rocks. So we got some aluminum there, and then here is that is iron. So we get some iron. We got some silicon. There's some carbon. We're definitely gonna need the carbon. We're gonna need the aluminum. There's 4 basic resources that are just level 1. There are level 2s that are mixed up in here. You can find them every once in a while. It'll be I think this one here is a level 2. Let's see, what's it say? Yeah, calcium. Calcium's a level 2. So there we achieved. We got the level 2 item there. But we don't really want to focus on that too much. That's copper there. We don't need copper at the moment. We need carbon though. So if we can pick up a lot of this rock here, then we should be all right as far as being able to gather some resources, and we get our resources going. Now, most of the time, there's going to be like a little outcropping like this next to your base, where you'll be able to come out here and gather some resources if you want. So there is quite a few out here just to kind of get you going, get you started. But what I want to do here is I want to set up a couple miners. So this is kind of a nice little spot right here. I like this. But I think what I'm going to do is we don't have to have the thing actually sitting on ground, although it does make it look nice like that. But we need to gather some resources first. So I'm going to hit the build menu here, and then what I want to do is I want to deploy voxels. And in deploying voxels, if I hold down the control button, it'll make like this little tiny golden square, and you put the golden square over one of these voxel things, and then you drag it, and then you can drag it as far as you want. So we can drag this as far as we want in any way or whatever, and it's going to be able to take those voxels off. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this here. I'm just going to grab that and drag that out to here. I'm going to bring that up as high as I can, and then I'm going to, if you end up like doing it wrong or something like that, you're not happy with it, you can hit escape, and then that way you can fix that. And, all right, that looks pretty nice there, I think. All right, so what I want to do now is when you put down these miners, you don't want anything underneath where that little light is glowing down there. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna set up some miners. They're gonna be kind of floating right here, but it's just to kind of get my resources going because I need my resources to start out. So what I want to do here is I want to set down the boxes. So I'm going to go into here, and then I want to set these guys down. And if I put it like right here, and then I just use my arrow keys, I can set it down so that I can see kind of what I'm doing here. So let's set that down like right about here. And then I'll set maybe another one down like over in this area. Now we got these, we got the 4 miners all kind of set up. We got this first one already, doing its thing. So now what we need to do is we need to link these to this box. So what we're going to do is we're going to press 6, and we'll just click on this, and then we're going to click on this right here until it turns green. And same with this one. And then same with this one here. All right, so we got all those now, and then the box in here should also be connected. So you can see it has a little pink line going to it. So that means that all these now are all connected to this here. This is kind of our base inventory. And so now that we have that there, now we can hit B and come out of that. And so this one here has the hematite. So let's see here. Let's do with this one. Let's set with this one up as coal. And then we're going to hit start. And then it's going to start. And then what we want to do is we want to calibrate this. All right. So now that we have that calibrated, we hit start. And then we have this little, I don't know, you want to call it like this hexagram kind of thing. And so you hit the area, and we're going to just click right here in the middle. Hold it down. And you get kind of an overview as to where it's the minerals are kind of strong and where they're not so strong, and they're not so strong up here. They're pretty strong down here. And so I'm thinking we want to hit down here. So let's hit that. We're going to do set final calibration point, and we're going to put the point like right down there. So now we're going to get 2,400 liters, or I don't know, whatever that measurement is of that ore. I don't think liters would be ore, but maybe tons of ore. I don't know. So we'll just hit finish on that. And then we close it. And now it's going to be, it's going to take that coal, and it's going to be taking it in there. And you can see that it put a bunch of coal down there, a bunch of carbon that we can go down there. We can pick that all up and put that into our inventory. Now we're going to do the same with all these other ones. Okay, so now that we have all these done, you can see that they have the little eyes next to them and all that. So we're getting all 4 resources. We have a bunch of the resources all down here so that we can go down there, we can harvest them, and then we're going to take all these and we're going to put these back in our box. Right now there is none back there, so let's move some of this stuff over. Now one thing that we can do is if we want to use all the resources and all that while we're on the base and whatnot, and oh, that's kind of cool. There's like a hole right there in the middle of the base. Huh. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to come up to our inventory here, and then you're going to see this at the box here, which is the box that we're using to put all of our stuff into. If we are outside of it and we right click on this, we can click down here where it says set as link container. So we can click that. Now we go into our inventory, we press I, and then we click up here, and now we are linked to this container. So now we can go to this container wherever we happen to be on our base and be able to access that inventory so that we can move stuff around. And I believe that let me see, if I think that when we harvest stuff here, I think it goes to that inventory. So let's see here. Yes, it does. Yep, goes straight to the inventory, so that's nice. So you can see that we already have 1,000 of bauxite. We got a hematite. Now we do have like a volume here. We're currently at about 20% on our volume, and this is how much mass we have. We have almost 3 tons of stuff, I guess. So we can close this, and we're just going to gather a bunch of this materials down here. And then we're going to start working on processing, getting our stuff together. We got to go into if we hit F2, you can see that here is where we are doing our talents. This is kind of like all of your you're setting up for different efficiencies and making your character just that much better. It'll take a long time for you to be able to cover all of these. Sometimes you want to work with a friend or something, and have one does maybe industry and mining, and the other one does, like, say, piloting and radar, and in between the two of you, you'll be able to knock a lot of stuff out. So what we can do here is I want to go to mining and inventories. Now we're currently accumulating rate at 600 per minute for our little points here, and we get to add the talent points. You can see they're really adding up at 600 per minute. In a few minutes we should have quite a few talent points that we can work with. Now let's see here, we can work with the equipment manager. We got architecture here. I'm thinking maybe even inventory manager might be nice, and then we have the mining unit manager. I also have the miner here, so we can do like mining range and all that. I want to work with probably efficiency, so let's do industry, and then I want to do assembly proficiency, maybe efficiency, this one and this one. And if I do the S one, we need to get the X up a little bit. There, and so now we should be able to point into the S one there. There we go. And so we got a point in the S, and then if we put down here, we want to get a point in the S as well, but we got to put 2 points in this. And now we can do our point in the assembly efficiency. Now we want to work on the assembly S, because the XS, I mean, we can do that one, but it's not going to give us a lot of stuff, a lot of different recipes. The S is going to be like really your bread and butter. This is where you're going to start, just to kind of get things off and get things going. So if we can get the S knocked out, at least in the assembly efficiency and in the assembly efficiency handling, and then you also want to do the assembly proficiency. So we'll go down here to S, and we're going to put some points into that, get that point going. And then we can hit if we hit F4, this brings up the planet here, and so you can get kind of see what the planet's like and what what different people are in the area and whatnot. Looks like we got some large areas right here. I'm not sure what that is, but we can go check that out. But these little red ones here are usually people. That's where they're hanging out. And then we have ours that we can click on this little button here to center it, and this one here, like it mentioned, it's green. So the green area is us. The little red ones is like other people that are also playing. And then we can go into system, and in system we get we have all these different planets. We have this main planet that we go to. We are currently on Alioth, but we can go to the Modus or Thedes, whatever one strikes your fancy. Now all these planets, you can you can fly to or whatnot. Make sure you have warp drive to get to them, otherwise you're going to have some problems with pirates and everything in between. And the only planet here that's a PvP type planet is Erizon. So yeah, that's the PV planet, but all the other ones are all protected, so that we can go to those and we can check those out. So if we wanted to, we could check out Thetis, and then we're just going to center on that position. There we go. And so we can center on that. We can look at, it's got all kinds of little moons and all that stuff. It's got quite a bit there. So we can click here on Medis, and under Medis we can set this as a destination, or we can just view the planet and see what the planet looks like. So here it is. Oh, it's pretty barren. It's got some really neat areas there though, but pretty neat. So we can branch out here, maybe put a base out here if we wanted to. Or if we wanted to, we can also go out to, say, Thetis here, and then we can view that planet, see what that planet's like. Ooh, that one's kind of cool. It's got a big old stripe down the center, almost like a little mohawk for a planet, you know? That's kind of neat. But yeah, so that is that. So that's pretty neat. Then if we hit F3, this is about organizations, and it basically like a guild or something like that you could be a part of. So it's got a lot of interesting. You can even create your own if you wanted to. And then if we hit F1, this one here gives kind of a more of a information. We can find more information about like what keys are done. About the gameplay, the piloting, pretty much anything. If you have a question about building, maybe how to do static constructs and all that, this kind of give you an overview as to like what we need to do these different things. Maybe you want to look for a box, you know, that the static core. You need a static core to you know, expand your base or whatever. You know, this might be the spot to look. You know, you might want to look in this area. You might be able to find what you're looking for. So much more information and so much to do. Very sandbox, open world, a lot of fun. But I think that's going to do us for today. Appreciate you guys coming along and joining us on this this little space adventure. It's been super fun. Hope to do more on the next episode. Thanks for coming out, and I hope you have a great day, and I will see you on our next video. You take care now, and bye-bye.